the morning. I want to make this broadcast because of that King Solomon's analysis. On the 15th of October, I suppose it should be yesterday, King Solomon made an analysis that he started by saying that Simon Ekpa has played a very important role to bring the Biafran question into influencing the jurisdiction of the court to release Onyendu, not just the lawyers. Everybody knows that is true. So it is not because he said it that we know. The lawyers themselves should know that what Simon Ekpa has done so far has helped in bringing Nnamdi Kanu's case to the fore, that it is a problem for Nigeria to hold Nnamdi Kanu down. They have to release him. Then King Solomon also made a comment. He said that from the very first day when Obi was elected the presidential candidate of Labour Party, 3 days after that, he said Obi was going to win the election. And then finally, King Solomon came into conclusion that since Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged, his case discharged and acquitted, that we have fulfilled our mission. So when Nnamdi Kanu comes out now, he's going to ask us to vote, and that Peter Obi will be the president of Nigeria. That is why I've come to make analysis. King Solomon went further to say that henceforth that he will no longer be talking only on IPOB and DOS. He's going to go into politics, analyzing Peter Obi, and has made it plain that Nnamdi Kanu has no other option, that he knows him very well. He will declare that we should go for election. When I sit down and listen to people, I look into your spirit and know what governs you. I am not here to trade words or banter words with King Solomon, but I'm here to say something which he, even if he knows, he is trying to downplay this Biafran project. And if King Solomon is finally coming out of his shell, maybe having gathered momentum, using the IPOP analysis and the problem with DOS to come to the level where he has followers, and now he is trying to front for Peter Obi, we now see it plain. He might say that I don't understand his wisdom, but his wisdom, the wisdom of King Solomon, is nothing compared to the wisdom of Christ that is in me. I don't know why people have decided to allow themselves to be used to achieve certain purpose, which is contrary to what God has ordained for us as a people. First of all, what is wrong in the Biafrans asking for a free nation so that they can govern themselves and run their things? King Solomon seems to have downplayed the Biafran struggle, and somehow he is trying to build up a mindset among Biafrans who are basically his main viewers. He's trying to build up a mindset that can pitch Biafrans against Nnamdi Kanu. What do I mean? King Solomon is trying to say that all the fight you have fought is nonsense. He's hooking on that Simon Ekpa said, if Nnamdi Kanu comes out, and tells us to hold election, we'll hold. He's holding on to that and then telling Biafrans, you don't have a mindset of your own. Your talk about freedom is not serious. One. Number two, that the Nnamdi Kanu you are fighting for, the only reason why he's being left, allowed to leave detention, is for election to hold. King Solomon fails to understand that there is an established fact that all the allegations against Nnamdi Kanu were dropped on the basis that there was no basis for him being held in the first place. And therefore, everything in his presentation to the whole world in respect to the Biafran actualization is true. The UN made an investigation and discovered that Nnamdi Kanu's hands are clean and indicted the government of Nigeria, giving them an order within 6 months to release Nnamdi Kanu and then pay damages. And then all those that were involved in his rendition from Kenya to Nigeria should be brought to book. King Solomon has failed to understand that one. He's saying, look, I just want you to listen. I don't want to be angry. I want to look at it objectively, because these guys are just here how to make money in the media. Gather, if he's an agent of P2B, he has finally come out of the shell and we have seen it. The release of Nnamdi Kanu is not contingent upon election in Biafra land. No. The release of Nnamdi Kanu is on the basis that he is not guilty of all those accounts placed against him, those charges. They were thrown out of the court by two principal factors. Either can come first or second. Either that Ojokome and his team, Ejimako started it with Enomaya. Ojokome and his team did a very good job. And then the IPOB autopilot with Mazi Simon Ekpa being the spokesperson, playing a very vital role. Either you say the autopilot played a very vital role with Mazi Simon Ekpa as the spokesperson, and then the lawyers did their job, or you say that the lawyers did their job and also the autopilot played a very vital role with Mazi Simon Ekpa being the spokesperson. King Solomon does not seem to understand that this thing about our freedom is not politics. There has been a lot of historical evidences, researches, tracing back how colonialism, slavery, it started from slavery to colonialism and economic exploitation and subjugation, and the death of Biafrans, especially of the Igbo extraction, the raping of women, the killing of children, the burning down of houses, the consistent dealing with us to see that we don't arise as a people and we die perpetually. King Solomon has failed to understand that a continuation of politics where Biafra is involved means subjugation to Fulani hegemony forever. He seems not to understand that. He has just, maybe because he has followership among Biafran people, he has come to the level where he feels he can make comment and that he is seen to be so wise and everybody will follow him. It will be stupid of Biafrans to keep listening to King Solomon, because his analysis, he said the last time of him speaking concerning IPOB and DOS was, is it 15th yesterday? It stopped. Henceforth is going into another dimension. And that dimension is to bring P2B into the fore. It's going to do analysis. Not only P2B, Atiku, everybody. So he's a political instrument being used to gather attention of Biafrans through his channel and then when Biafrans, with this glee that there's been victory, Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged, therefore anything can happen, then you fail in your history as Biafrans. It means you don't have sense. There has been a program to overrun the whole of Nigeria, including Biafra land, so that Fulani hegemony will take over and rule us forever. Simon Ekpa, let's start from Onyendu. He made series of analysis, brought historical evidences, presented it on the table. Onyendu told you, Biafrans, I'm talking to you now, not me, because I know my stand. I know that Onyendu is true, that God gave him that revelation. You don't have a resolve in your mind that this is what I want, and look straight at the target. You see where my hand is? It's in between my eyes. Look at the target. So I'm talking to you people. Onyendu made analysis and told everybody, enlightened people, brought to awareness the dangerous position we are in. And then Simon Ekpa came and began to expose and analyze the dangerous diversity in which we are operating that is killing us. And all working towards the fact that Biafra as a nation should stand separate. Nigeria was never a nation. It was a contraption named by somebody. Prior to 1914, we had different regions that had their own manner of government and administration, agriculture, industry, culture, behavior, orientation. Until somebody came up, just called Niger area, coined the phrase Nigeria. Boom, that's it. And then, after many years, it's not working. Instead, there is a program plan by those who formed Nigeria to use the Fulanis to subjugate the whole people and overrun them so that they can have access to resources. Not because they love the Fulanis, no, but that the Fulanis will be their instruments of oppression, weapons of mass destruction, so that they can have access to the oil and then feed their land. Now, Onyendu came and gave his analysis, spoke very well, explained things that even ignorant Biafrans came to realization that this is what is happening. That for you, as a Biafran man, to be able to showcase your potentials and be great in this world, as people are beginning to do in Rwanda, he began to tell you there is need for you to be out of this contraption called Nigeria. It's not favoring you. It's not working for you. When the war came in 1967, you saw how there was a conspiracy to kill all of us. How our people, our ethnic group was polluted by our women who, because of hunger, followed Hausa men and went up north, that slept with them and gave birth to children who has the blood of their father in their veins, still speaking against us inside Biafra land now. They saw how our children were starved to death. That has nothing to do with King Solomon. King Solomon does not identify with the Biafran cause. He is merely doing analysis, which is bringing him money, audience and money. So he's not interested in the whole story about Biafra. He thinks he has arrived. He's not interested in the teachings of Nnamdi Kanu trying to enlighten his people to be free. Bob Marley sang a song. He said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Only we can free our minds from mental slavery. And Nnamdi Kanu came out with teachings, glorious teachings, that has drawn international attention into support and the ire of our enemies against us, but realizing that he's saying the truth. And Simon Ekpa took this vision, carried it, and began to run, and was running very fast. Very fast, because this time Simon Ekpa is working with a group of people who understand the vision of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for Biafrans. And therefore it's easier for him to achieve within 1 year what Nnamdi Kanu couldn't do in 10 years, because he was surrounded by wicked, devilish, demonic stooges who were there to, vampires that were there to drink his blood, eat from the purse, frustrate every effort that he had, and was seen to it that he was just only a channel to make money, just like King Solomon sees the Biafran project talking for IPOB against US as a channel to garner support, establish himself in the social media, has made money, and is now coming out of his shell to tell us he is pro-Obi. He's not even interested in the Biafran cause. Because when you talk about Obi being the president of Nigeria, Biafra dies. So all we have been fighting for builds into its significance, and people will start questioning Nnamdi Kanu now. That is what King Solomon is doing. If Nnamdi is now already saying this is what Nnamdi Kanu will say, so people will start questioning, why would Nnamdi Kanu say so? Those people who are stupid will begin to be offended with Nnamdi Kanu and say, it's just the same thing. They have released him. He has said that there should be election. Why was he fighting in the first place all this while? It didn't make sense. No, Nnamdi Kanu has not said so. Nnamdi Kanu will never say so. If you know what you believe in a man, unless you have not studied Nnamdi Kanu very well, unless you are not a true Biafran, that is why God is looking for only 100 men. He's still looking for people who are committed and faithful to this cause. I'm sure come now, Biafra can react very well. The teachings of Nnamdi Kanu, the defunct DOS. Yes, sir, we believe in him. But in their minds, they were just there for the money they were getting, the glory and the accolades. The moment the game changed, they dumped him and began to compromise with the powers that be to see to it that the election in Biafra land. If you do that, you are not different from DOS people. Just like Solomon, King Solomon is not different from them. He's not. Only his own eyes playing politics. Because the same thing that DOS are saying, working towards election in Biafra land, is what King Solomon now is saying. For if P2B is the man he's advocating for to be the president of Nigeria, that means Biafra is swallowed up. Biafra no longer operates. Biafra does not operate again. Biafra dies. So what was the need in the first place fighting all this while? What was the need for this battle? Why did Nnamdi Kanu come up to bring up all this hype? At the end of the day, suffer. Allowed his father and mother to be killed. Oh, King Solomon, I'm so sorry for you. It's not true. It's not true. If Nnamdi Kanu was going to compromise, he would have done it long ago. He didn't. He gave you a comment. He said his father and his mother told him, go and get Biafra. And they died. He sacrificed everything for Biafra. How will Nnamdi Kanu turn around now? Because of his freedom, come out and say that there should be election in Biafra land. It is not true. Nnamdi Kanu will not say that. I'm not saying it to encourage myself. No, I know whom Nnamdi Kanu is. King Solomon does not know whom Nnamdi Kanu is. King Solomon does not speak for Biafrans. King Solomon does not speak for Simon Ekpa or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. King Solomon has failed to understand the history behind this movement. King Solomon has just suddenly trashed everything about our pains and hurts just to get presidency, so that at the end of the day, Obi will see him as his great person and bring him closer, and he will gain. King Solomon is not a friend of Biafra, even though he's an Igbo man. I don't know if he's an Igbo man. King Solomon, well, maybe he is not. His analysis is from the pit of hell. It is directed to misdirect Biafrans and prejudge Nnamdi Kanu even before his release, that this is what Nnamdi Kanu is going to say. It's not true. King Solomon does not know what goes on in the mind of Nnamdi Kanu. God called Nnamdi Kanu and gave him an instruction. Nnamdi Kanu will not come now and change that instruction because King Solomon is analyzing it. That is nonsense, rubbish from the pit of hell. Simon Ekpa could not have been playing games with our minds. He put his life on the line. He made his declaration. When Simon Ekpa said, whenever Nnamdi Kanu comes out, whatever it tells us we will do. Let me tell you, King Solomon, when Nnamdi Kanu comes out today, we are going to take him overseas for medical treatment. They denied him medication. First, he has to relax and see those people who loved him, work with him. And then we'll hear him. But I know for sure, Nnamdi Kanu can never succumb to Nigeria. He has lost everything he owned, including his life for Biafra. For him to have been abducted and kept there and has been suffering these things all these days, he has lost his life already. He has died. So the life Nnamdi Kanu is living is because God sustained him, and it is that truth in him that is making him standing strong to declare the Biafran cause to the whole world. See how much of a coward and cheap publicity you gain. John Garang fought for South Sudan. You cannot compare the whole of Sudan with Biafra land. John Garang fought for South Sudan and won. Why is it that you Igbos don't have faith in God? You don't believe in your brother that is a leader. You don't believe in yourselves as Igbos that have to stand in your own nation and run their own country. Why must you believe in P2B? Why are you saying P2B is a friend? It's not a friend. P2B is an enemy of Biafra. Because any man that stands to speak, he said he will die for Nigeria, not for Biafra. Any man that stands to speak for Nigeria as a nation is an enemy of Biafra. And therefore King Solomon does not seem to understand all we've been passing through, the history of the Biafran people, different nations that make up the Biafran state. He doesn't seem to understand the story. And if he does, he has taken all of them and thrown them to the garbage can and told Biafrans, forget it. All these things that were being done, you people don't know, is amamsi. That at the end of the day, they will go back to election. So all the agitations you made, they don't make sense. And that even whatever is your mindset, no matter how Nnamdi Kanu has built you up into understanding, Nnamdi Kanu can just come, decide to quash all your wisdom and like Mumu, you will just go and vote. Nnamdi Kanu will not say so. Neither will King Solomon counter the vision that God gave Nnamdi Kanu because he thinks it's wise. That wisdom is not from above. Because we have seen now that King Solomon is representing the interest of P2B. There was a time he made a comment that Simon Ekpa should see P2B. I was very angry. I came out and told him, no, it's not true. P2B should come and see Simon. And Simon will not listen to P2B. Because P2B is anti-Biafra. Anti the lives of those that were killed and destroyed. He has refused to make any comment because he knows it will jeopardize his chances of being president. So being president is paramount to P2B than the lives of Biafrans that were lost and killed, women that were raped and decimated. And King Solomon is his front man. That reminds me, there are certain categories of Igbos who are vying for positions. One of them is vying for a senatorial position. I think it's from Akokwa. When he goes, anytime Nnamdi Kanu wants to come out to court, he appears there in court and speaks on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu. But he's vying to be a senator in Igbo land. That means he is still looking towards being a Nigerian senator. So deep down in him, he doesn't believe in Biafra. He's only using the Biafran cause to advance himself, projecting it to gullible Igbos that he's defending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but he's a politician. Nnamdi Kanu said there shall be no election in Biafra land. That means there shall be no senator. No Biafran to be a senator in Nigeria. There shall be no election in Biafra land. Period. But this guy will go and sometimes organize press people, let them ask him questions, let him talk. He brings Nnamdi Kanu's pictures or posters, give the Igbos the impression that this man is speaking for Nnamdi Kanu, yet he's trying to vie for a senatorial seat in Nigeria. This is double standards. This, as time progresses, God is separating the chaff from the wheat. Even inside the media team, people who are doing media work in this struggle, like King Solomon. All this while, you people thought that King Solomon has been supporting Biafra. No. He only used the Biafran cause as an opportunity to advance himself and the Igbos, who form the bulk of membership, viewers, subscribers to his channel, followed him on that course because he was analyzing things that has to do with Biafra and they loved him. Suddenly he has come out of his shell and you now know that he was never interested in the Biafran cause. King Solomon is a Nigerian and an advocate for P2B. King Solomon does not believe in Nnamdi Kanu's resolve that there shall be no election in Biafra land. King Solomon believes that Nnamdi Kanu has been broken. Nnamdi Kanu has compromised. Simon Ekpa has compromised. That's what King Solomon believes in. And that when Nnamdi Kanu comes out, that he will only say, let there be election. That he's even saying that Simon Ekpa has said it already. So it's a psychological manipulation that he's putting upon Biafrans. I stand against it in the name of Jesus. I stand against that wisdom that comes from the pit of hell. What should it be that in our own turn to have self-determination and our own nation, these problems arise? Why can't the Igbos for once stand as one, face a common enemy and be free? Why is it that the Igbo man does not believe in himself? What is wrong? We want out. It's not working. What is wrong for self-determination? We want to be free. What is wrong? That's how Ejiofor came out and made his own comment, started praising certain people. I don't know how true it is. I don't know. So don't take it as a rumor. If you have evidence, send it to me. But I heard. I am not declaring that this is exactly the truth. No. But I heard, so I don't know how true it is, that Barrister Ejiofor's wife or somebody related to him works with DSS. Somebody related to him, either his wife or his sister or his cousin, works with DSS. I don't know how true it is. But at the end of the day, you begin to see all of them are working towards bending Nnamdi Kanu into agreeing for a political solution and a compromise, because they are cowards. They cannot fight the battle to the end. Nnamdi Kanu has proved himself to stand as number one, who has proved himself. He has refused to compromise in the face of all hardship. Simon Ekpa came up with the same spirit. And look at people like King Solomon trying to break down the minds of people, take away their loyalty from Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa into P2B. And P2B, if King Solomon says P2B will win election in Nigeria, he is saying invariably, by Nnamdi Kanu saying that there should be election, Biafra gets consumed. Why were we fighting all this while? All the lives that were killed wouldn't have been killed. All the souls that were lost wouldn't have been lost. They would have just allowed Nigeria to continue. Those girls that were raped, those people that died, King Solomon is not thinking about it. He's saying that Nnamdi Kanu is going to say so and so. So, and if you are not reasonable, you begin to get angry with Nnamdi Kanu, even though you have not heard from Nnamdi Kanu yet. You begin to say, hey, Nnamdi Kanu, oh no, cooking was so yeah, nearly politics. Ibra no na buara na gwa yo kwa isuro ha na magina at the end of the day aga se ka ga election. Look when you see ebe man aga ga election. Ele him na aji wande man na aga enwe Biafra. You na ebushi umu mad na bomb ebe niile. No. Nnamdi Kanu is a man of his words, Biafrans. He will not do what King Solomon has said. That shall be the surprise package for him, because the wisdom of King Solomon is not of God. It's from the pit of hell. For Nnamdi Kanu cannot come out and tell Biafrans, go and contest election. It will make Biafrans question so many things from the beginning. Did he really hear from God? Did he deceive Biafrans into being killed? And at the end of the day, putting all of us in jeopardy and then bringing us again under Fulani bondage forever. God forbid. Onyendu does not behave like that. Go and tell King Solomon that Nnamdi Kanu will not declare that there should be election in Biafra land. He will not do it. Go and tell King Solomon that Simon Ekpa did not say that there will be election in Biafra land. Go and tell King Solomon that when Simon Ekpa said we shall hear from Onyendu, it didn't mean that Onyendu is going to say there shall be election. Neither does it mean that Simon Ekpa is willing to persuade Onyendu to go the way of election, or willing to flow with election. Because this thing about Biafra is not only just Onyendu, it's about all of us. We are stakeholders. We have fought this battle. Our lives are on the line. We have lost members in our families. People don't know. We have lost because we don't talk. We have lost members in our families. We have lost people that have been killed by these people. And we didn't say anything. It has been a pain in our hearts. A pain in our hearts. And we have been looking forward to the time when Biafra will come, so that we'll go home and console ourselves. Go to the graves of our people and plant a flower. And then stay together and mourn as a people and cry, hug each other and laugh and thank the God of heaven. King Solomon failed to understand that Nnamdi Kanu said that when they come into our land, that God is going to destroy them. And that when we win this battle, they will know that we worship Chikokika Biama. King Solomon has put down the name of God before Biafrans. The name that Nnamdi Kanu vowed and said that we shall go around and worship God as if we are mad and give him praise. And worship him. There shall be no idol worship in Biafra land. King Solomon has downplayed everything Nnamdi Kanu said because he is an agent of P2P. I am not going to tell you, somebody is suggesting that they should stop subscribing to him. I'm not going to say that. You use your tongue to count your teeth. We are beginning to see the difference between wheat and the chaff. King Solomon has come out plain to make you know he is for Obi, he's not for Biafra. He is for Obi, he's not for Nnamdi Kanu. He is for Obi, he's not for you. I've come to refute that. He can never determine for us. And whatever wisdom King Solomon is operating in, the wisdom of Solomon, at the end of the day, what happened to Solomon? He died not worshiping the God of heaven. He worshipped idols. And when Solomon died, the kingdom of Israel was divided into two. Because the kind of child he brought up, Rehoboam, worked contrary to the collective decisions of the elders of the land. And Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, led Israel, 10 of the tribes away. And Solomon stayed with only 2, Judah and Benjamin, that stayed close to them in Jerusalem there. That's all. And that was how Israel was divided. Divided for years because of Solomon's wisdom that amounted to nothing. So King Solomon's wisdom is tapped from that of Solomon, who lived contrary to God. Even though God gave him wisdom in the later years, all the monies he acquired fizzled out. At his death, the child that he raised up, stupidity in the life of his son, which he inherited from his father, because the wisdom of the flesh before God is foolishness. He ended up misbehaving, and the kingdom of Israel was divided into 2. 10 of the kingdom went to Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who misled Israel to sin. Haven't you heard it in the Bible? can't be compared to the wisdom that comes from God, from Jesus Christ. We're operating in the better wisdom. Thank you, Nwachukwu Wanda. He said other autopilot iPop media teams should do justice to this topic as well, please. King Solomon does not speak for Biafrans, but I know he speaks for P2B. He speaks for Nigeria. He speaks for politicians in Igbo land. And right now, they are giving him accolade. They are sending money. They are going to send, I'm not saying they are sending, they are going to send money to support his channel. They are going to give him thumbs up. The victory we are going to make at the expense of the lives of Biafrans that were destroyed is Pyrrhic. It's a Pyrrhic victory. It's a little victory at large expense of lives that were lost. King Solomon has forgotten those who were killed, maimed, destroyed, raped, their dignity robbed off from them. Women reduced to sex toys and baseless animals, heads being cut off, bowels ripped out, whole families destroyed and damaged because of the cause we want for Biafra. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, the whole thing, they said, no Biafra again, go for election. What was the need fighting in the first place? Don't be carried away by what King Solomon is saying. His wisdom is only intended to cause division, distrust and disloyalty among Biafrans, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is and where Simon Ekpa is. Because from King Solomon's analysis, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has compromised already. He's saying that there should be election. Ekpa is playing a game which him and Nnamdi Kanu knows, and King Solomon says he knows. So he knows the game. Ekpa Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is playing toy with the lives and the destiny of Biafrans. No, it's not true. Simon Ekpa is standing firm and true. I know him very well. I know what he believes in. He believes in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Simon Ekpa believes in Biafra. And I do too. Very strongly. That's my stand. God bless you, Biafrans.